Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the quarter scale line for the TMNT live action movie series. We've got Shredder, and this is one that I've wanted to look at for a while here, and my buddy here has graciously, allowed us to unbox it for him because he wants it open and I want a video. So we're going to take a close look at this, and surprisingly he fits on my little stand here because it's a kind of a crappy little turntable, but box has a little bit of wear on it, but comes in the same kind of boxing that the original release did for the GameStop, just without the only at GameStop stuff. And he's a great little figure. Well, big figure. And we're also going to compare him to the 7-inch line that was released. The thing everybody's concerned about is on the back here. It actually tells you everything that comes with it, which includes staff, knife with sheath, removable cape, mask, and interchangeable hands. So let's go ahead and pull him out and see how he looks. So just pulling him straight out of the box, we have got this little protective covering up his face and movable mask and everything. We can see that he's got all of his accessories lined against the wall right here. And this is my only complaint with the quarter scales, is that they always give you this little thing that you're going to have to rip off and everything to get all of your spare hands and stuff. And I don't like that. Like, I would rather have them twist tied in or something. Speaking of twist ties, that is exactly what we got to deal with to pull him officially out of the box. So give me a minute and we'll be right back. And we are back with him all out of the box, and we actually got him to stand and do his turn on the fucking catwalk here. And he looks really great in my opinion. And we didn't even take off the plastic for his cape. His cape comes in the plastic. We'll take that off in just a second. But just the way that he's turning around here to give us this full 360 view of him, this is immaculate. I really dig this. So let's check out his height. Oh, he's probably about 18. Need a little bit longer for that. Yeah, he stands about 18 inches to the top of his chrome dome there. And then we have got, for his accessories, we've got our little staff. Kind of just big giant pen here. And it's not too bad. It's not super cheap, like, you're not gonna just bend it and break it like that. So semi-durable. Then we have got two alternate left hands, two alternate right hands, and I think I might have just said that backwards, but I love this, the whole detail that you get on like his little claw hands, like, so great. I love that. I definitely recommend being really careful when you're trying to like bend around on any of these pegs on the quarter scale. They are really tight, and you might want to run them over some water, maybe take like a X-Acto knife really carefully between, like, where it's at, because a lot of times you have like dried paint or something on there where like it just won't bend for you. And let's be honest, with the price that we're paying for these figures, we don't want to just sit here and start snapping things off. So without further ado, we are going to take off this and check out some posability and see how he looks, and get around to taking off his mask and seeing that beautiful face. And there we have him with his cape out. They have it folded up in half, like, like the bottom of it is just, and it's folded up in half on there in that plastic. And honestly, I'm having a lot of issues with how long the cape is, because look, like, it's dragging down here, and he's standing like an inch, 2 inches, off the ground. He's got like 5-6 inches of drag on his cape. An inch, maybe 2 inches of drag would have sufficed. Like, the cape isn't bad, it isn't terrible, but just the length of it drives me nuts. Like, I don't even feel comfortable letting him turn around on this, because I feel like it's going to get snagged. So we'll see. Just give him a quick little what's it to you, and see, he's trying to snag on that. Let's move that over there. He's just got a lot of drag, and from the back it definitely looks very aluminum foily, and let's be honest, we don't want aluminum foil on our cape. But it's just got way too much drag in my opinion. The 7-inch line has little wires going through it that you can like kind of work around with it and do what you want with it. This one does not. Stop. Anyway, so Will, come hold this for me. What we're going to do is we're going to take this cape, pose him around. Hold this for me. Get us a good shot here. Will, the cameraman. We'll move this over here. Can you zoom in onto his neckline so we can see this clasp? Because you do have a clasp and you can remove this. Can you see that real good? We do have this little clasp, and you can remove that cape from him if you so desired. Let's see if we can get this to come off, because honestly I want to pose him without it. Yeah, there we go. It's just a nice little hook on him. It's not bad at all. And there we can actually bring down his neck piece. Why is that not attached to him? Oh, Lord only knows. Ask NECA, not me. So there you have it, that cape. A little bit too long, a little bit see-through. Definitely do not go commando. Now let's try to remove this mask and see that gorgeous face. Ooh, look at that. You an ugly motherfucker. Alright, so now we have removed that mask and we are getting a little bit of blur here. Let's see. 1 second, guys. Alright, we are still getting a little bit kind of blur here, and oh god, come on, work with me. There we go. There's the detail on that face. We have got Splinter's attack mark on his face right there. As you can see, since we're right here, we're going to talk about this, the way his helmet comes in and, you know, comes in like that. That's one thing that I know is really annoying, even with the 7-inch line, is that this just kind of keeps folding in and everything. It's supposed to be more output and everything. For those that were wondering about the mask itself, like, it has these little indents here, and I'm sure it's the same as the 7-inch figure, where he doesn't have ears, but he has hooks. If you can see that in there, little hooks instead of ears, and that's where his mask connects to, which is probably why they make these to have this like kind of fold in to like hide that little detail there. But at the same time, you could still hide that and have these properly, you know? I mean, like, it get a little bit thicker plastic there, just a little bit, and like it would stay where you want it to be staying. So he does look badass. We cannot deny that. Give him a quick turnabout with no cape. We got him bending just a little bit, but we have not actually positioned him or tried to since we moved him out of the packaging. But this is what he looks like without the cape. And you can see all of his nice little joints there. You can see everything that you want to see here. Boom, baby. So, without further ado, we're going to try to pose him about, get him some stuff, and make him look good. And we're back, and Merry Christmas, people. I know it's almost Thanksgiving, but whatever. So, we're going to take a look at articulation, and we have got a really hell of a good head on this guy.
Make sure you mention the glutes.
The glutes are fucking great. I'm looking at them right now. But anyway, so we have got a great double ball peg for the head and everything. Like, you can even just take this head and just push it forward a little bit and pull it back just a little bit, and he'll do like a, you know, and it's great. So you've got your all range head, like, and it's not loose, but it's not too tight where you can't move it, which is the thing that I really like. The thing that is a drawback is the fact that, like, the way they have molded his shoulders, you don't get a lot of range to go up with his arms. Like, you can kind of get him to go out here, and that's about as high as you're going to get that and everything. That is the only drawback to that, but you do have a little bit of ways to get a little bit around that, where you can like twist that arm out and you can come back and everything, and that is your standard little arm joint. And then we've got the double elbow, which is really nice because you're going to need that when you're trying to pose him and everything. And then you can twist around all of your whatchamacallits, your bracelets, your anklets, whatever you want to call them, with the spikes. Like, you can twist those around to like keep them where you want them with the figure and everything. And each one of these hands, we'll go over those individually in a bit, because they all have their own range of how they're going to twist and how they're going to bend and everything. Not twist, but how they're going to bend and everything. If we look at this one here, we can go up and down. We look at this one here, it's also an up and down. Actually, this one does not come with a side to side, unfortunately. Actually, this one is the side to side, and so is this one. Actually, no, that's up and down too. The Raphael came with one that was like a side to side, whereas these ones are all like wrist bend straight this way and everything, but you can get around with the way you want to pose it, because obviously it's just an insert peg. So one thing I wanted to talk about before we move on to the lower body for our articulation is that most of this belt is just mold on the character and everything, but we do actually have this one little bit of stretchiness, and that is going to come in handy when you come up to your dagger. And your dagger is sheathed, and you can slide that sheath right into there. Boom. Anyway, thing I love about the quarter scale is you get this nice little click. You gotta love that click. Really great. And then you can also go outwards with it. You gotta love that click. You're not breaking it, but do be careful, because you can. And then if we look at the back side, which we already have a little bit on the turntable, we have got that double hinge on the knee, so you can kick yourself in the ass. Give them a good kick. And then with the ankle, we've got our standard, ball ankle with the rotation, and we can twist that. So, perfect. And it's the same thing on the other leg, same with the arm. Like, we can get it into some killer shit. So what we want to do real quick is we want to pull out the 7-inch, and we want to take a good look at the two of them. So, 7-inch. We've got our 7-inch. Let's just do a quick height comparison. Move this down a little bit, and you can see we're dick slapping his head. Ain't no way around it. We're dick slapping his head. He is small. You can see the height difference between these two. And if you want something big and is going to definitely draw an eye, quarter scale is the way to go. So we have got the same detailing on the cloak. That whole aluminum foil-y texture. Like I did mention though, he does have these wires right here on the edges, and you can bend those to like look how you want them to look. That is the benefit of the smaller scale. I don't know why they didn't include that into the quarter scale, but I mean, you could just grab yourself a paper clip and run that up along that seam yourself, because I do still recommend with this, like, it is so long, I do recommend like cutting off a little bit or just folding it up and hemming it a little bit. And while you're in the process of doing that, just get like 2-3 paper clips, run them down that line, and you can pose that cape the way you want it. I don't know why they didn't include that. They really should have. So let's get him into some poses and take a look at him. And before we do that, what we want to do is we want to see how he looks with, wrong side, a turtle of the same size. So we got Raphael. Let's see if we can get him to actually stand up on his own, because I normally have to, there we go. And you can see the good height comparison between these two. And if you really want the actual accurate height measurements, the turtles stand about 16.5, 17 inches, whereas he's standing about a solid 18 inches. So, good little inch difference there. So they do look great paired with each other, because obviously the turtles are a little bit smaller. And there he goes. My Raphael has really weak ankles, and I normally have to have something to help him pose. This guy came with really good ankles, and I don't know if it's draw of the luck for what you're gonna get on like the way that those joints are sitting, but from what I'm seeing here, Shredder has really good ankles on him, whereas the turtles just do not. But then again, could be draw of the luck, who knows. So, anyway. Let's get some poses going and take a closer look. We'll get some poses going and we'll take a closer look at what we got going on here. And there we have it. We actually got him posed in one of the poses that they showcase on the box itself. And I do like the way that the eyes look right here. That is a really nice thing. I know we've displayed it heavily without the cape. To be honest, I'm not feeling the cape on this figure and everything. I will throw the cape on and do a quick turnabout so you guys can see him with the cape and without. But honestly, this is a really good pose. And we swapped out his hands for his, you know, grippy hands, his little jerk-off hands and stuff. But that's just a great pose.
Shine more without the cape.
I think he shines a lot better without the cape. I second that 100%. As you can see on the box here, this is kind of the pose we went for with him. And that works with all the poses they show you. They definitely went with the fact that you can't raise his arms up. Overall, I really like this figure. The things that I don't like about it are very minor and easily fixed. Like this piece here for his thing. Like, I mean, like, why is it not just a connected piece, you know? Like, this piece you can just rummage around and, like, I don't think it would even affect, like, his head mobility at all. Like, all in all, like, this is the figure. So we're going to throw his cape on and do a quick turn, and that'll be it for the review. So there we have it with the cape. And let's give him a quick turn. Excuse the coughing. But all in all, I would give this quarter scale definitely a good solid like 8 out of 10 for me personally. We had a little discussion about that. But for me, like the cons of it, with how long the cape is, like that just really creates a big con for me on this. The fact that like his neck piece there is just a loose piece, it does add to where you can kind of shift it about a little bit the way you want to, but at the same time, like I don't like it. The fact that you can still remove the faceplate, really good, and the extra hands and everything, really good. He looks immaculate. He looks great. Definitely don't pose him on his backside because nobody likes a baked potato. But thanks, guys. I think this has been the Quarter Scale Shredder.